Hey team, good morning. How is everyone? What's up, chat? We had CPI this morning. Did any of you crazy people trade it? Gold moved up a bunch. So, like I said in Discord last night, I think, I posted this red box up here. So if gold approaches this red box and we get some selling pressure, I would probably look for a short there on gold. Just looking left, you see all this consolidation before the giant move down. Makes me think that we could get another rejection from that area. And then on NQ, really, if you zoom out, CPI didn't do that much. It's still kind of staying in this choppy range. So I'm interested to see how the market opens. I had this little green box down here, which is a higher time frame kind of bounce area. Plus, we have Asia low and London low right there. So that would be a decent liquidity grab bounce region. If we open up bullish and we reclaim this 24,800 level, if we like break above and retest and continue, I would look for a long continuation above 24,800. Those are kind of the two scenarios that I'm watching on NQ. And then that area on gold. Good morning, team. Good morning. Any of you guys trade CPI? CPI, NFP, PPI, those are the kind of news events that have a lot of volatility. And if you get one of those like 1 day to pass evals, like Alpha Futures or something like that, you can have a little bit of funsies with news. I didn't today though. I didn't trade it. I was getting the kids ready for school. And this morning they had Valentine's Day parties. So we had Valentine's exchanges. And of course, my fault. I waited till the last minute and bought their Valentine's last night. And we had soccer practice last night. So we got home super late. So we were writing names on Valentine's this morning. So we were running a little bit behind. All right, so I do have an anchored VWAP at that CPI candle, which honestly, it's pretty flat. It was just kind of chopping up and down around it. So that's not really significant. I'll take that off. All right, market's open. Here we go, guys. It's holding above previous day low right now. And the CPI news was bullish, so I could see it bouncing up. But it could also come lower, so I'm not going to chase it. I'm going to let all this craziness settle. We don't have any other news this morning, so that was pretty much it. Just the leftovers from CPI, really. See how this first couple minutes opens. We've had some big drops over the last couple days. So as long as we can hold some of these levels, like I said before, if we do come down first and we get a bounce at this green box, or if we reclaim the 24,800 level and get some continuation up, I'm thinking that we could get a little bit of a relief bounce today. I'm not saying we're like going to the moon or anything. I think my target would probably be somewhere up here at like 25,100-ish if longs are the play today. I'm not saying it's going to like go back to all-time highs or anything crazy. So far, that first 5 minutes is holding this previous day low. This is our VWAP from the open of last night. Let's see if we can get a close above and have it hold. And then, like I said, that 24,800 level is kind of what I'm watching. If we can break above and reclaim it. Not opposed to longs. But not 3 minutes into the open. So, we'll see. We'll see what we get. Old trader, you having issues with Trade of 8? No, I had my chart up when CPI came out and it got a little bit glitchy and froze then, but probably just because of the volatility. I don't see any issues going on right now. Good morning, Carrie. This first 5 minutes on this candle. Choppy, choppy. It looked like it was trying to get above VWAP until it didn't. That's a bummer, old trader. At least it let you get out of break even. I mean, it's a bummer you missed out on your profits, but at least it didn't blow your account. Are the markets closed Monday? I haven't looked. I think they'll probably close early. I'm not positive. I usually don't trade holidays just because volume is lower and I don't want to deal with that. But I believe they'll probably close early. What do you guys think? Where are we headed today? You guys have any specific levels or anything you're watching? This is a sleepy open. Now we're finally coming down. Gonna watch and see what happens at this Asia low, London low, and green box area. See if we get a bounce down there. Be careful with this open, you guys. It's definitely tricky. Don't jump into anything unless it's part of your plan and you're super sure of it. Coming up on Asia low. I like that Asia low, London low, and that green box that I was talking about are all kind of in the same spot. It's hitting that London low, but there's no like obvious bounce as of now. Yeah, I saw gold dropping. Gold is coming down to VWAP, but I would not take a long on the bounce off of VWAP because that was pretty heavy. Wow. All right, let's see what happens down here. I guess gold is bouncing off of that VWAP. That would have been a good trade. But I was watching NQ, so I did enter along, you guys. 626.75 is where I entered. I'll move my screen over here in a second so you guys can see it. 626.75. And Carrie, I just saw your question. I'll explain the green box. Because obviously that was pretty powerful. And it's been happening a lot the last couple days. If you guys have been following me, my red and green boxes have been fire. All right, I'm going to start setting up some scaling out. Definitely going to scale out one at the opening range high, 15-minute high. We're coming up to VWAP right now, 740. I took one off there, taking one off at the 15-minute opening high, and then we'll see if it continues. There is our 15-minute opening range high. 24,800 was the level I was kind of telling you guys pre-market. If we like break above and reclaim that level, I think we could go up a lot higher. I'm going to take off one more here. This is the CPI candle. That's where we started to pull back. So I'm just going to keep scaling out. And then 25,100 is where if we break and like hold above that 800 level that I was telling you about, 25,100 is my like home run target. I'll hold the rest till there. So it is breaking outside of the 15-minute opening range. It could pull back and retest this New York anchored VWAP, which is around 24,700. So far, it's staying above that 24,800. I mean, I know a candle hasn't actually closed above it, but there's a lot of volume. Before you can see that that was the spot where it kept pulling back. So 25,100, the reasoning for that is it's the top of my high volume node. It's also yesterday's value area high. It could, I mean, it could definitely go back a higher, like 25,233, really. But I don't want to be greedy with it. So there's the top of that CPI candle right there, 825. I'd like to see it hold above. That right there is the 15-minute opening range high level. Come on. See if we can close up there. I don't like that it's not holding above 800. All right, I'm going to move my stop loss closer. I didn't like that pullback. Wanted to make sure to lock in profits, and I can always get back in because that's a big drop. All right, so re-entry spots, because I know someone is asking about it. We're coming back to this New York anchored VWAP. If we hold here, that's a spot where I like a bounce, but it's not right now, as of now. We'll see how this 1 minute candle closes. For confluence, you can also look at the range of our opening range so far. That's the 0.5 fib, just kind of the halfway point, and there's the anchored VWAP there, so there's good confluence for this level. But I would wait for confirmation because right now it doesn't quite look like it's holding. I'm going to go in again, smaller position sizing on this one. 734. Nope. We might get a bigger pullback. Still watching. I'm not opposed to retrying. That's kind of the rule I made for myself. All right, I'm back in. I re-entered, same idea. That's the rule I made for myself, is I'll try the same idea twice. If I lose twice, then I'm out. $714.5 is where I got in. So kind of like I was explaining before, the reasoning for it is we broke above the 15-minute opening range, came back and retested the midpoint of the range and the anchored VWAPs, and it was holding that level. I don't know. It still could come back down. I could be wrong. But I'm going to put my stop loss below this wick at 685. Considering closing this out, guys, just because we're not getting that continuation and we're still holding below that 800 level. I only went in with 3 contracts, so it's a little smaller size than normal. All right, I'm going to move to slightly in profit. We're back above our 15-minute opening range high, or at it, not above. Still battling 24,800. Gotta hold above. This is intense. The fight for 24,800. I know. Oh, man. So a lot of times when there's a lack of continuation like this, it could be that we're going lower, which is possible. The 15-minute chart does look a little droopy. Or it could mean that it's just chopping up accounts and kind of processing CPI before the actual move happens. All right, that hit my trailing stop loss. I'm out. Longs might not be the way to go, you guys. This thing is, there's no continuation up. It still has not closed above 24,800. Clean some of this up. I'll take the Asia and London low lines off. I really only keep those there for like watching for liquidity sweeps, and it already did that. So I'm surprised that it's looking so weak after CPI gave us a pump. A lot of times the trend will kind of remain the same, at least for a little bit. Here is our 15-minute opening range low. Definitely holding below VWAP. Looking weak. Zooming out, man, we're at such a low level already. Like, you have to really zoom out to find anything when you look left. Previous week value area low and kind of this chop right here, that's a decent bounce area. This is choppy, you guys. Tricky, tricky. Trade safe. This is the hourly chart, you guys. Like, super choppy, no clear direction. What this could be, I'm not saying it is, but this could just be a higher time frame, like, accumulation for the bigger move back up. We're kind of just stuck in this chop zone, you guys. The last couple days have been hard to trade. So if you've struggled with being green the last couple days, zoom out and you'll see why. That's what we've been trading. Well, now it looks like it's going back up. It's getting back above VWAP. This is ugly, you guys. I don't know if I'm going to take another trade. I might save my green and finish Friday green. I'm still going to sit here and see if anything awesome shows up. But I don't see anything I love right now. At this point, if it came back down to this 15-minute opening range low and we had another strong buy up off of that level, I would potentially look for a long. Or that same 24,800 level, if we break above and reclaim it and like hold above, I could consider a long from there. But inside this choppy range, there ain't nothing for me here. You struggled with being new to this? Finding patterns has been difficult? Yeah. So I was actually talking to a friend about this, a trading friend, a couple weeks ago. And I was telling her, like, just to tell you guys too, when I first started in September 2024, I had success early. Like, I had payouts early. I was profitable within the first 4 months. Like, everything that I put into prop firm evaluations, I was green on top of that. So it sucked when I hit a point where I wasn't getting payouts for a while and I was struggling with my trading. And she pointed out to me on the charts that since October, pretty much, we've been stuck in a range. So if you zoom out to the 4-hour, so hopefully this helps some of you guys if you've been struggling too. Where was she showing me? So if you look at, this is October of 2025, right here. That white line, let's make it, I don't know. Let's make it orange and we'll make it a little bit thicker so you can see it in the midst of everything else. So that high, that swing high, and this swing low right here. Since then, we haven't broken out of that range. We've kind of been chopping in the middle. So it's harder than it was a year ago. Like if you zoom back a year ago, it's higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Like it was easier to make money here because it was trending. But since October of 2025, we've been ranging. So it has been harder. And when she pointed that out to me, I was like, oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense. So don't beat yourself up if you're still new and you're learning in this market. It's not easy. Yeah, you're welcome. I know, I feel like day trading attracts people who are success driven, really motivated, and also hard on yourselves. Maybe I'm just describing myself, I don't know, but I feel like there's a lot of people in trading that are very similar to me. Like, we're not average, we're not normal. We have bigger goals than most people. We dream bigger than most people, but we also expect a lot of ourselves a lot of times. So when you're like, why the heck am I not getting this? It's really easy to have that self-doubt creep in. Like, oh my gosh, like I'm never going to make it in trading. This is so hard. Why am I so dumb? Or whatever like self-talk you have. So hopefully that kind of explaining that we're in a tough market right now, hopefully that helps you guys. Use this time to learn. Don't worry about the payouts. Don't worry about the P&Ls. Just size down and use it as a learning time. You'll get it. Imagine though, learning in this environment where we're kind of stuck in a choppy-ish market, plus Trump and tariffs and like nuclear attacks and all the crazy stuff we have going on right now. Imagine when things get a little bit easier. If you survive this, game on, bro. Ace Trades, good morning. What's up? Learning a lot emotionally. Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing with trading, that it's kind of a love-hate relationship. It sucks because my emotions get in the way. I'm like, I know I'm smart. I know how to read charts. I know how to do this, but my brain, my emotions are getting in the way. It's frustrating. But at the same time, if you're like a self-development guru, like one of those people who's always trying to improve and like take ownership of everything going on in your life, trading is a really cool tool to like force you to look in the mirror. Becoming successful with day trading is like the ultimate self-development hack. Like if you're greedy, if you're, I don't know. I mean, you guys can go over all the stuff that you struggle with. If you're any of those things, and that's what's causing you to mess up with trading, it's only you. You got to look in the mirror and figure out what's going on with you. You can't blame Trump and his tweets. You can't blame the market makers. You're not going to be successful if you place blame on other people. You have to look at yourself. So I think, like I said, that's a love-hate relationship with that about trading. I love that it's making me a better person, but it's also hard. Yeah, Patty, thank you. While we're all waiting for this choppy range to do something, go hit that like button. I appreciate it. And I appreciate you guys coming to hang out with me on a choppy Friday. We got 88 people hanging out. I love it. If we close above the orb, would I go long? Depending on how we close. But yes, that's what I'm watching for. We got back above VWAP. We still have these wicks to the left, but 24,800 is the level I want to be above. I personally will probably do like half size because there's not a whole lot of volume supporting this move up. And that's the part that makes me hesitant, and I don't love that part. All right, let's see if we can get a little retest. It is pulling back to the top of the orb. All right, guys, I'm going long. I do like how we technically closed out back outside of the range. So there was the breakout, kind of fake out, retest back down inside the range, and then we closed above. And we're holding above that 800 level. I've been watching. We do have Asia high overhead, so that's a possible rejection spot. And then, like I said, if we stay bullish, 25,100 is where I would think we would go. But I'm not going to talk about home run targets right now on such a choppy day. This is pretty ugly. We already broke London high and rejected, so we already kind of got that liquidity grab, so Asia high would be next. That's what this level is over here. And then if we continue past that, we have point of control from yesterday, which is kind of where all this chop was. That would be another good spot to scale out. But now we're closing back within that 15-minute opening range and getting back down below that 800 level. Gosh, this is ugly. Yeah, I don't know how scalpers would do it on a day like today. Nope, that had my stop loss. I'm out. This is dumb, you guys. I'm watching gold on another screen. It has not gone anywhere. It's pretty funny. Your left eye is twitching. We do have our initial balance set in about 12 minutes. so we can see if there's anything super clear on that. But nothing inside this choppy range. Zooming out on the 15-minute chart, I see all of these wicks overhead, but there's no continuation down. So I wouldn't be surprised if after this consolidation, if it does end up breaking up above and it's going to be a powerful move. But the struggle is not blowing up your account before that happens. So it's best to like not trade during this consolidation and wait until it obviously breaks and holds above, or break outside of the consolidation and drop more. It could go down too. I could be totally wrong, but either way, this is an ugly spot to trade in. It's a pretty big range too. Even if you just look at kind of where this chop is, 140 to 160 point range, depending on where you draw the range. But yeah, if we break and hold above this 800 level where all these wicks are, and like get a strong hold with continuation, it could be a big move up. Kind of like I was talking about when I zoomed out to the hourly beforehand. This kind of looks like accumulation right here. Up or down, who knows? We'll find out. But something big is brewing. Oh, I love it. Jack Chin asked for trading advice. I'm new. What do you recommend? Verisat's advice is to get a good therapist. 100%. I'll erase this London high since we've already kind of grabbed that liquidity. The initial balance is set in about 8 minutes. And we do have Asia high right above it. So that's an interesting like double liquidity grab spot. That's kind of what I call it. Because it'll grab the New York high liquidity and Asia high liquidity. That could be a decent rejection spot. If we ever get up there. Geez. We're stuck here. Hope you guys are trading safe, chat. either not trading or super small size, or one of those days where, you know, you see green, you see profit, and you take it and run. Don't try to wait for the long home run move, because then it's just going to come back down and hit your stop loss. There ain't no continuation today yet. Like I said, something could be brewing. Let's see what happens up here at IB High if we get up there. Making its way back up to the top of the chop. Let's see if it actually breaks it. Four minutes until our IB is set. There she goes. Are we actually going to close strong, though? That is the real question. Go, NQ, go! Sometimes we make money by not losing money. Absolutely. Live to trade another day. We should play the duck game. ES or Ace Trades, it's when I do a drawing, I have everyone put their name in a hat and we assign a duck and do a duck race. Funny story, you guys. I had someone one day ask me, how do they make their duck go faster? I guess maybe they didn't understand that it was like just a randomized race, kind of like a wheel spin kind of thing. It's totally random. If you guys didn't know that, it's random. So I was like, you just got to hit your space bar. Hit your space bar really fast, really fast, really fast. And that'll make your duck go faster. Not really, you guys. Y'all are going to be breaking your space bar now next time we do a duck race. That's not a real thing. Makes me think of like back in the day playing computer games where you have like with your right hand, you have the arrows so you can go backward or forward. And then the space bar was jump and there was something else for duck. Like that was the old Super Mario. Anyone else play those? Maybe it wasn't Super Mario because it was on my computer. But I remember hitting the space bar to duck and then the arrows to like go forward and back. The control key turns on the nitro boosters for your duck. That's the button you want to use in the last like 10 seconds of the race when you want to win. Wolfenstein! Yes! I remember that game. I beat that game like twice. That was a good one. Anyone else play Wolfenstein? I never played Duke Nukem. I'm not familiar with that one. My parents were like totally anti-video games, which I'm sure most of our parents were if you grew up in the 80s like I did or earlier. But I remember Wolfenstein when I was older, like that was high school. We had Flight Simulator, which was like super cool because we had a little joystick for like going forward and back. And then we had an old Atari, the kind where you had to like take the game out and like blow on it because it wasn't working. And the Atari games we had were Asteroids, Frogger, Donkey Kong. Frogger was my favorite. I don't remember what other games. We didn't have very many. But yeah, those were the good old days. No, we're not doing a duck race. We did that yesterday. I'll do another account giveaway next week. Most things work better when you blow on it. Car won't start. Keys. Trade goes against you and you blow on the screen? I didn't know that one. I'll have to try that one next time. I always just try to use my mom voice and yell at NQ and say, go the other way, NQ. Don't you dare hit my stop loss. That doesn't really work. Speaking of Atari, you guys, so Costco had Ataris. You know how they have their big like Christmas stuff where like a fourth of the store is their Christmas stuff around the holidays? It's not even around the holidays, honestly. It starts in like October. But they had Ataris one year, like 2 years ago, maybe 2 Christmases ago. And it was like $30. So my husband and I were like, oh my gosh, like Atari was the greatest thing ever. Let's totally get one of these for our kids for Christmas. We played a couple of games and it was horrible, you guys. Like the graphics were ridiculously dumb. They were horrible. The games weren't even that fun. Like they were the kind of the games where you just like push your joystick or your button forward and you race. Or like the driving game where you basically just push left and right to stay inside your lane, but there's no like direction to actually turn, or like, you know, Mario Kart these days where there's a banana flying in your face or something cool. There was nothing fun on Atari. And of course my kids thought it was boring and they played it for like 30 minutes and they're like, this is lame. Can we go back to our video games? And my husband and I were like, yeah, we agree. This is pretty lame. It's amazing what we thought was so cool like 30 years ago. Changed so much. Oh, Pong. That was a fun game. I don't think I had Pong on Atari, but I do remember it. I don't know. I played it somewhere. Maybe it was Atari. But yeah, that was a fun game. At least it was fun when I was a kid. Today it might be boring. Pole position? I'm not familiar with that one. There's an arcade place near us. It's called Cidercade. I don't know if they're like a national thing or if it's just us in Houston, but it's a really cool place. So they have ciders that you can buy, and then there's video games. So it's a cool place for parents to like let your kids play, and my husband and I can sit and drink cider. But it's like they have a whole bunch of vintage games, and it's unlimited, like free play. You pay $15, I think, to get in, and all of the games are on free play. So you just go for like 2 or 3 hours and play a whole bunch of video games. And they have a section that's newer stuff. And then they have a section that's all the old games like Street Fighter, and they have like Pac-Man and pinball machines and all of this stuff that like my husband and I were playing. It was really fun. It's a cool place. Well, we finally broke out of that shop and we're moving up 25 100-ish, 25 90s. That would be my target if I was in a long. I'm not. I decided I would take my green and head into the weekend. I'm up like $1,400 on each account, so I'm happy with that. But yeah, that was pretty choppy. If you guys were able to survive that chop and take the long, that was the trade. At least I had the direction right. I feel good about that. Carrie Trades Futures, are you still here? Yeah. So the trades I took, I should have left my position tools on, honestly. But I did take a trade off of this green box that I told you guys I was watching even pre-market. I was like, this is the bounce area. And obviously that was the bounce area. So I took a long here. 624 was my entry. And I scaled out. I scaled out at VWAP. I scaled out at this spot right here. And then I took some off at the 15-minute opening range high, and then it hit my trailing stop loss on the rest of it. So that was where I made most of my profit. I was up like $1,600 after that trade. And then, so that was really the trade of the day. That was the win. After that, I took one more. The others, one was a small loss and one was a break even. So those aren't super significant. Need to adjust the initial balance high. There's our IB high. That was a pretty big rejection there. Let's see if it gets back above and continues up. Interesting rejection here. Looking left though, you can see all that chop right there. That's exactly where it rejected. Going short from 920, that was a good entry. Still holding. That's a 100-point trade. Good job, man. So that was a pretty big rejection from IB high. This is the top of that chop zone that was resistance all morning. 24,800. So if we're coming back and retesting and we hold that, we could get long continuation. Lactic acid law. Yeah, Verisat has really good, like, to the tick entries. Mine are a little bit more fluid, I guess. But if you look left, you can see this is where that consolidation was at the end of the day yesterday. And then we had a big sell-off from there. So that was going to be a decent resistance area. So far, it's holding 24,800. Let's see if we get that continuation back up. Gosh, have you guys been watching gold at all? It's gone nowhere. This was the New York Open candle right here. So we had that sell off and then buy up, and then it's kind of just chopped since then. It's retesting the 15-minute opening range high right now, which happens to be 24,800. Be curious to see if it bounces somewhere in this vicinity. 763 is where the anchored VWAP is. Good trade, Verisat. That was a good one. You could probably call it a day after that. Interesting spot right here. See if it holds. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I feel like I've been nailing the bounce and rejection points lately. It's just a matter of fine-tuning the trade management part of it. Like, I don't remember if it was yesterday or the day before. I think it was 2 days ago. I had the rejection point and the bounce point were like exact. But I only made like $50 that day because I trailed my stop loss too tight and got stopped out and then had to walk away so I didn't tilt. So that's the part I still need to work on. Well, that was a pretty big rejection from initial balance high and not holding VWAPs. Kind of getting back into that chop, you guys. I'm just glad we have movement today. Yeah. There was lots of movement today. It was good. It was choppy as long as you were able to stay patient the first 30, 40 minutes or so. Where are we at in terms of our range? We're right at the midpoint of the range. I don't know, you guys. I was kind of considering one more trade taking a long off of a retrace to VWAP, but it's definitely not bouncing there, and it's just coming back into that chop range, so I don't like it. I think I'm going to call it there, you guys. Take my money and run. I like to be done as early as possible on Fridays because low volume shenanigans start early. All right, team. I'm going to hop off. If you want to connect, come join our Discord if you're not in there already. If you are getting any new prop firm accounts, use code Krista. I'd appreciate it. Other than that, enjoy your weekend, gang, and I will see you next week. I won't be trading Monday because of the holiday, but we'll be back on Tuesday. Have a good one, you guys.